Hi there, bikers and cyclists. I didn't plan to do another video, but things got busy over the last couple of days since my last video. And the biggest news is that we are no longer Loose Riders Germany. Because of this, I received loads of messages asking me how, what, when, and why. And that's the reason for this video. And since I started this, I can tell you straight away, I will continue and I will continue to be the person you know. I will speak my mind. So, here it goes. How did this all start? Whoever hasn't watched my last video should probably do so now because it explains the context of it all a bit more detailed. It is all to do with the anti-fascist bike brigade shirt and Loose Riders did not want to be associated with under any circumstances. The official statement from Loose Riders is that Germany is the biggest market for Loose Riders and has the most chapters and so on and so forth, and we presumably didn't do our job adequately. So the unofficial statement is, however, a bit of a different nature. Therefore, this video. Now, I'd like to read an excerpt to you from a message I received from the Loose Riders boss. Hi, Manu. Can you not mention any political organizations, please? And personally, I really don't like Antifa. I think this is a fascist organization and I don't want it representative of Loose Riders. We are completely non-political, whether it be left-wing or right-wing politics. Yeah, this message preceded the whole story before our Facebook page was taken down. Well, I would like to say a few words to this text. Anti-fascist organization? Nope. Well, someone's not really familiar with this topic, I guess. It is a fascistic organization. Antifa. Where does this word come from? Let me think. The word anti means against, counter, anti-fascistic, well, against fascism. Strange. Anyways, the Facebook page is down and with it the entire discussion that was going on there. Several of the chapters, i.e. Wiesbaden, voiced that they will not follow us anymore under any circumstances. That's an absolute no-go. Our page is down? Well, as we outed ourselves as anti-fascists, Wiesbaden, for example, continues to exist. On Facebook, it was already announced that there will be a new team behind Loose Riders Germany. I personally have no clue who that might be, but I do sincerely hope for Loose Riders that the new team will simply be people who have no opinion of their own, and in case they do have an opinion, that they will just keep it to themselves, that they just shut their mouths and just keep selling as much jerseys and trousers or whatever. Let's hear it for capitalism. It is all about the money. I do hope that they now found the right people who are maybe a bit less self-reflected upon and just shut their mouths. Well, obviously, Loose Riders just simply tried to silence us by revoking our rights to run the Loose Riders Germany Facebook page, but on the other hand, wanted us to keep selling their clothes, as we are one of the biggest shops. I cannot act like this, as I have an ideology in which I firmly believe in, and so does Fabian, with whom I run the shop, loose-shop.de. And therefore, we distance ourselves from Loose Riders and we will cut all ties with Loose Riders and will no longer sell their stuff, albeit that we have earned our living with Loose Riders over the past 5 years. Well, shame on me. And this is the reason we are having a huge sale. We are selling everything for its purchase value, meaning for the same price we would have paid for these clothes. Admittedly, we would have loved to make more money out of this and donate that money to people or children who are not so well off. But unfortunately, we are also not in the position to do so, financially speaking. And we are planning on continuing the lose-shop.de and present more brands with whom we can identify us, and also starting our own brand. That is why we are having this big clearance sale on lose-shop.de, everything for half price, meaning we sell everything for the price we originally paid for their stuff. And to say thanks to all our followers we still have on Instagram, we unfortunately unfortunately not the ones from Facebook, as they were practically just taken into the new, quote, Loose Riders Germany, unquote. Well, you are now following someone else on Facebook, just mentioning. First, there will be a voucher. The code for this voucher for everything half price on the Loose shop is PUNK, in capital letters, PUNK. In September, this voucher is valid for everyone, but to say thanks to all of you now, you will receive this voucher before everyone else. And finally, I would personally like to thank some people who, like myself, do not only like to ride bikes, but also try to combine their passion and hobby with good things. During the last World Cup, the following caught my attention: Velo Solution and the Claudio Caluori, Pump for Peace. Super cool move to build pump tracks and provide bikes in underprivileged countries to enable children living there to ride a bike. I dig that a lot. There are many more examples to be named from this field of sports that are also not distancing themselves from politics, like Skatistan, who made it possible for people living there to go skating and helping them to escape, at least for a little while, from the atrocities surrounding them. There are also big companies like Volcom that have very, very clear statements on their t-shirts. Let me think. The new shirt I saw from them, I'm not quite sure, but I think it's that "Shoot rainbows into fascism." That's wicked. As a brand, you don't necessarily have to out yourself as someone who is easily shut up in order to have as much money as possible. There's always another way. And finally, let me say this again. Basically, this name is a joke. Loose Riders Global Alliance, a worldwide alliance of bikers who want to help each other, should help each other. But anti-fascism has no business in it? Well, take a few minutes and think about it if that is right for you. If you want to support a company that tried to shut us up because we outed ourselves in an anti-fascist manner. But a small chapter like Loose Riders Wiesbaden is still up and running? Well, that's all. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time. I have a lot to say, and I simply will say it.